This is an overview of the crowdsourcing lesson that I designed and helped teach in the spring 2014 semester as part of a Lafayette College course entitled Visualizing Information. Similar to other lessons in this traditionally taught course, we began with a discussion of what crowdsourced journalism is by examining some best-in-class examples that the instructor and I had identified. For example, the New York Times ran a story after bin Laden's death, where they asked readers to plot their feelings on the matter within a simple 2x2 matrix relating to how they positively or negatively felt about the event and its importance. Readers clicked on a grid box and then also left their comments. The final results were then published via an interactive heat map graph where darker colors indicate a greater number of responses. While sentiment varied greatly, you can see that the majority of respondents judged the killing of bin Laden to be positive and important. A second example related to predicting and tracking the emergence of the East Coast brood of cicadas that appear only once every 17 years. Radiolab researchers recruited volunteers to report their cicada sightings via forms such as the one shown here. The volunteer-collected data was then translated into a variety of maps. After discussing and analyzing several more examples, we presented the idea of banding together as a class to crowdsource data from the broader Lafayette College community as the foundation for a data visualization to be published through the course blog. To spark the conversation, I presented my idea, which was inspired by the topics I had seen discussed on Quora.com, which is a crowdsource-driven site for asking and answering questions. My starting point idea was to ask a question such as, what are the 3 most frightening words in the English language? And then use a word cloud to visualize the results. The word cloud idea was inspired by a Yahoo Labs effort that I saw discussed in J. Brian Houston's Tumblr blog. What Yahoo Labs did was take months of online news coverage, reporting from various sources such as the New York Times and Fox News, converted them into word clouds and compared the results. And as you can see, they were very different. At this point, our class was broken into small groups. Each was tasked with brainstorming 3 questions that could be used as the foundation of a crowdsourced visualization. The various ideas were then posted to our Google Plus community for everyone to review. Then the instructor narrowed the list and the class voted on their favorite topic or question. The question chosen was, what 3 words best define the Lafayette College experience? It was decided that we would also ask the respondents' connection to Lafayette to provide opportunities for slicing the data in different ways, such as by alumni or class year. From there, I created a draft survey in type form, which was then administered to the students in the class. This was a smart classroom where everyone had access to their own terminal, so this was easy to do. While potential last-minute refinements to the questionnaire were discussed, I quickly tabulated our results and created an initial word cloud with Tagzito to create some initial enthusiasm for the final product. From there, the students and instructors pushed out the survey to their friends and colleagues via social media, which included the class blog as well as Twitter and Facebook. One of the students' tweets was retweeted by Lafayette College, greatly expanding our potential reach. In the end, close to 200 responses were received. I processed and scrubbed the data and translated it into various word clouds. The students were expecting to see the results at the start of the next class, but instead we started with this quote. This led to a conversation about the potential pitfalls of word clouds, as well as best practices and a discussion of how else we might have visualized our results. We then discussed our final word clouds and decided what we thought told the best story. In the end, the decision was to focus just on current student data. We published the results in the class blog, but then also asked students to reflect on the outcome of the results via a voice thread. A student in the class also had the idea to compare our word cloud with a word cloud built on the marketing copy on the Lafayette Launch Your Life website, so this was added as well, and you can be seen here. As the poll creation, data processing, and word cloud development was handled by the instructors, we also wanted to provide the students with their own first-hand experience. As each student was maintaining a blog on a topic of personal choosing, they were asked to design a short type-form survey that could be administered to the readers of their blogs. And as each student had also set up RSS feeds that they had curated into their own Flipboard e-zines, we also had them mine their e-zine content to create their own topic-specific word clouds as shown here. Consistent with course practices, no direct instruction was provided on how to use Typeform or Tagzito. Rather, students were provided with examples and tutorial resources via Perl trees, and given the ability to ask questions and post tips and help one another via the Google Plus community. And that's the overview of my visualizing information and crowdsourcing lesson. If you're interested, I would also encourage you to check out my iPad course, MMJ 301, which was a translation of this residential course. Thank you.